Hey, thank you so much for stopping by at NerdCow. My name is Thomas. I'm founder of the company, and I wanted to show you a full overview of our process. This video is completely unedited, unfiltered. It's just me and Microsoft Paint, which we'll get to in a second. The process is a very important part to our company. We've been iterating on it for about 10 years now. And the entire goal of the process is to build a website that's actually functional for your business, for your team, and for your customers. So here's how we do it. Let me just show you my screen very quickly. There you go. This is the paint. It's actually autodraw.com. Highly recommend. So there are 5 stages. Okay, and we're gonna start with this little mingled web of thoughts or ideas, okay, and we gonna end up with a full-blown website. By the way, I promise these aren't reflective of our design skills at NerdCow. We actually do a much better job than this, but in any case, this is the beginning, this is the end, okay? And now the idea of getting across that chasm of uncertainty, I can call it that, is exactly what we do. So let's have a think about what start looks like. Okay, we have the start. This is, let me see if I can spell that. Beautiful. So we have start. Now you are probably at this stage right now, or maybe a bit before that, because you're trying to shortlist an agency to work with. Start is essentially the point in the project when you have the most uncertainty. You don't know, and the best part is you don't know what you don't know. If you think about it, you can't expect unexpected. You have many stakeholders pitching in, ideas, thoughts, expectations. We all have agendas, preferences. Business has requirements. There are budget constraints. It's all up in the air. And how do you take all of that and shape it into a functional website? Well, here at NerdCow, we take whatever chaos you are living in right now, and we start shaping it up. Okay, and the first stage, well, I mean, this is the first stage. You have to start, okay? But so let's call it the second stage then. Second stage is what we call prototyping. Okay, I'm just gonna draw it something like this. Okay, let me make an arrow to show the progress. And so here is prototyping. Now, prototyping is all about bringing people together and agreeing on the direction. Because the worst part to the project is to have stakeholders that have misaligned expectations. They have different priorities and all of that. Just basically, it begs for scope creep. It begs for delays. We don't want that, because if we let that in this early in the project, it will snowball into a tragedy later in the project. Really, I've seen this, I've been that, and if you work with other agencies in the past, you've probably experienced that yourself. The things very quickly go out of control, if you know what I mean. So what we essentially do, we come together as a team, your team and my team, and we sit down and we have a series of exercises that we agree to commit to, including homework. Yes, it's great. Trust me, it's great. And we sketch with Sharpie, and if you're a fan of, by the way, writing things down instead of having them digitalized, you will love that. So there are Sharpies, there are pieces of paper, there are sticky notes, lots of ideas, lots of brainstorming, and what we try to end up with is a website prototype. Think of it as a blueprint that has those few commonly agreed concepts, such as how the navigation should look like, what pages are the most important pages that should target the most important audience. Do we have to have newsletter? What kind of features we should focus on to make sure that the buyer gets the idea of who we are, what we do. Overall, the entire workshop, the entire prototyping stage is about finding the way forward. Something to just tame that chaos down a bit, give it some kind of shape. Hence this irregularity in shape in here. Like it's nothing certain. It's nothing like 100% guarantee, but it's a concept that we then validate with the market. Now this is very important. After we ideate what we do about the website and how we push these things forward, we sit down with a bunch of people who are reflective of your target market, and we ask them questions about that prototype. We give them tasks like how would you do that? Why didn't you click on this? And we also watch their facial expressions closely. But anyway, this is a separate video pretty much. But yes, we end up at this stage. We end up with a website prototype, a website blueprint. I also like to call it that. That gives us some sort of sense of progress, alignment, direction. Great, okay? And we validated that with the market. This has been green lit by the market, okay? Next stage is to break this prototype into individual deliverables. Now, this is third stage. Every deliverable needs to solve some kind of a problem for business or for the customer. It needs to deliver value. So we break those individual pieces into so-called pitches. Okay, let me draw a stack of pitches. There you go. Brilliant. Yeah. So one more. Okay. One more. Otherwise, it's off the balance. All right. So there you go. We have six pitches. Just to give you an idea, every pitch is high-level solution to a really burning problem for the customer. It could be customer aren't educated enough on the sales calls. If you're a sales-led company, this will be highly relatable. People are just not educated about the solution you're selling. Maybe they jump onto the call too soon. And so website doesn't do the job of educating them. So a pitch could be, how can we educate the customer? And prototype will feed in the solutions, okay? Then we have another pitch about, I don't know, maybe growing a newsletter list because you want to nurture the lead. Whatever that is, it could be as simple as some kind of interactive demo of your product, okay? Again, all those pitches at the very beginning, like this is the first approach to building a new website. I will talk about iterating all of that in a moment. Just imagine this is a fresh start. We're going for it. You've decided to work with us. This is what you're gonna get. From prototype, we have those pitches, and they all already contain solutions to very important problems that our customers have, that we learned about from user testing and from you. You are the expert on the matter as well. So this is where all of that come together. Now, we have an idea at this stage of what we're doing, what the minimum viable website should have, what kind of features it needs. Now we know that. Okay, so we are ready for the fourth stage. Let me quickly do this. Okay, we have fourth stage. Think of fourth stage as a conveyor belt. Let me see if I can actually do that right. Oh, steady. Okay. Hey, nice. All right. So we have a conveyor belt. Okay, it turns this way. So it rotates this way. So every single pitch that you see in the pile here in the third stage now gets delivered from top to bottom because they are prioritized. Okay, the top pitch has the most value to your business and to your customer. And this is all part of the process, the way we prioritize. So I'm not going to get into that now. But imagine we've kicked things off. Now, we put the first pitch on the conveyor belt, and it goes on, it eventually gets to the end, and that's, in turn, your website. Fifth stage. Now, the reason why a website itself is a fifth stage is because the way we look at websites is basically the same way you look at your product, at your software. It's never done. It's ever growing, ever changing project, just like your marketing campaigns, just like your product and all of that, right? Website needs to constantly play that catch-up game with your business. So what happens right now, imagine we've been through all those pitches. Okay, the conveyor belt has moved them on, and now we have a fully working operational website. What happens next is probably my favorite part of it all. That is iteration. So I always say website has literally zero value to your business until it goes live. It's that simple. So the whole goal of this process is to bring a website that meets the minimum requirements and bring it out in front of people so they can use it and we can actually start getting feedback from live audience. we set this website up. Now we have tools that we can monitor, that we can use to monitor the traffic. We can see how people use it. We can actually ask them for feedback with polls and surveys, etc. And all of those ideas, like from your team, from customers that are using the website, from our team as we work on it all the time, we now funnel all those observations back to pitches. And we again, let's say we notice that, let's say homepage doesn't get enough of scroll based on, you know, I don't know, industry standard. Let's say people land on your homepage, you notice, right? And they only like browse the first 30%. And you would expect them to go to like 60, 70% of the homepage. What's the problem? Well, pitch an idea. Okay, you look at it, you take a look, and okay, so industry standard is 60% of the scroll depth on the homepage. Our website is not hitting that mark. What can we do? So you work on it a bit, you think about it, you put it in front of the team, and on that forum, everyone is allowed to pitch, to comment, to chip in their own perspective on the issue. And so we again build up a pile of those pitches, solutions, problems that we noticed while working with the website. Can be regarding backend, front end, anything high level like tracking. All of that can be literally anything that's bothering you and your team. Okay, you put that here on the pile of pitches, and you guys, the decision makers, meet together every 6 weeks and agree on what pitches we deliver next. Okay, now 6 week is a very important part, because 6 week is the cycle that we work at. Okay, every 6 week we sit down together, we collaborate. It can be offline, can be online, it can be video call, can be async, it doesn't really matter. But every 6 week we agree on what to do next. We have all those pitches by now, like we people from sales, from marketing, from operations, CEO, CTO, whoever noticed an issue, pitched an idea, what to fix, what to build next, so that website meets the requirement of the customer. Now it's time to decide what we actually do for the next 6 weeks. Okay, so this is the whole loop that we do here at NerdCow. This part here, the beginning, it really applies only in 2 scenarios. One scenario, you are building a new website. New website is full of uncertainty. And shaping up this prototyping stage is brilliant at reducing that uncertainty, of de-risking the investment, of finding that direction, how you're gonna get from point A to point B. This is what the prototyping, the workshops are for. Another situation this would be useful is if you have a very serious challenge and website plays a pivotal role in that. For example, we had a customer who pivoted their business offering. They went from having like a physical product to a service, to like a software as a service. Now this changes completely everything about copy structure, like it's just crazy undertaking, and website obviously needs to keep up, right? So in that case, if let's say if you were working with us by now 2 years and you said to us, Thomas, we are pivoting, we would probably go back to square one and getting that workshop going for you again. Okay, so this is our process, high-level overview, but nonetheless as detailed as I can without going on for 2 hours. If you want to know more, you're always welcome to browse the rest of the website. However, I am always here if you need me, so feel free to book a demo of the process with me. I will be on the other side of the call, and we can dive into each stage specifically. I can show you prototypes that we build, I can explain exercises that we go through, I can show you actually real pitches from customers. We can talk about design and development stage as well, and how we actually iterate on the website overall, right? So anyway, that's it from me. Thank you so much. If you stuck around, how long was it? I don't know, 10 minutes, 15, something like this. You must be really interested if that's the case, if you stuck around for that long. So thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And I hope to speak to you soon. Thank you. Have a good one.